Hello, this is Jim Morningstar with Life and Wellness Series Class number 5, Moving. Today's class on moving hopefully will move you to a new dimension of pleasure living in your body. As Ian Baker Johnson, one of our In Wellness Navigators, notes, movement is more than physical. Things move on a spiritual, mental, and emotional level as well, even if we're not always aware. Physical movement can help to build awareness, however. The breath moves in and out, and the mind quiets, and we become more present and whole. Movement unifies, it integrates. Every aspect of life contains movement, and it's all a very lovely dance. Atoms dance, neurons dance, water dances, dust particles in the streaming sunlight through the window dance, branches swaying in the wind dance. Two people sitting across the table from one another, having their morning coffee, continuing the ongoing dialogue called relationship dance. The wellness inventory brings this dance home to our body. Everything in us is moving. The heart pumps, blood flows, lungs expand and contract, eyes roll, eardrums vibrate. To be alive is to be moving. Inhibit the movement and you create illness. Stop movement and you're dead. Allow it fully and you realize wellness. Because of this movement, everything is changing from moment to moment. To block movement, therefore, is to block change. The unmoving water becomes the stagnant pool. The moving river cleanses itself. The unmoving body becomes a home for infection and depression. The moving body freely channels the energy of life. Close your eyes for a moment and create a mental picture of an unhealthy person. Your image may include a colorless and drooping face, an overweight body, possibly seated in a chair or tired from sluggishly climbing a flight of stairs, puffing at every step. Now imagine the opposite. See a person at the peak of health. Chances are that you've pictured a pink-cheeked complexion, a trim body in motion, running or jumping with arms reaching out, or making love or dancing. Dancing is a great metaphor for living, for being in harmony. Since the whole universe, the sum total of energy, moves as in a dance. The person dancing is the person at one with the universe. The person dancing is fully alive. Without movement, you have no dance, no work, and no play either. It's that elementary. Movement changes both the inner world and the outer world. Moving encourages movement. The more you move well, the better you move. In this section, we will explore how energy creates energy in a continuous circling process, a constant dance. The dictionary suggests moving involves actuating, instigating, or impelling. All definitions of moving point to change, a change of position, location, attitude. As we all know, the only constant in life is change. How does this fact of life impact our health and well-being? How can we use movement consciously to maintain wellness and going in the direction we desire? What is it that moves us and why? The United States Constitution declares that the pursuit of happiness is our inalienable right. We move towards what makes us happy. If we're cold, we move towards warmth. If hungry, towards food, etc. On the most basic level, we move towards what helps us survive. But happiness is more than survival, or even pleasure for that matter. There is another level that motivates us, and that is satisfaction that comes from the dance of life in which there is a reciprocal interchange of energy that's fulfilling. What I have to offer you and what you have to offer me is balanced and rewarding. In the workplace, this would look like a good day's wages for a good day's work. Perhaps the highest level of happiness is having a sense of life purpose, that my unique place in the universe is promoting the welfare of all. To move toward purpose or meaning in one's life does not always look like constant pleasure or even continuous satisfaction. Nonetheless, all three levels of happiness, pleasure, satisfaction, and purpose, seem to move us humans in varying degrees of intensity. Let's look at some forms of body movement that you can do at work or home and what might increase your happiness and well-being on all levels. Physical movement. The Wellness Inventory reminds us the need for human activity since the Industrial Revolution has changed dramatically. Most of us no longer chop wood and carry water. Our work more likely involves sitting for long hours at a desk, or in an automobile, or standing behind a counter, or at an assembly line. Much of our business, moreover, is tedious and stressful. Even if we enjoy the opportunity of working in the outdoors, our range of movement is probably limited. Joyce, for instance, stands on a highway all day, changing a sign from slow to stop. She has learned to exercise while standing in place, using isometrics, two opposite muscle groups tensing against each other, giving each other a workout. Through practice, she can now individually locate and contract many separate muscle groups as she stands there doing her job. When there are no cars in sight, she practices her dance moves, or just abandons herself to what her muscles feel called to express. Movement is life, and we're always in motion, even while asleep. Rather than do many movements unconsciously, you can add a touch of creativity. Hand someone a glass of water with a little flourish. Skip down the sidewalk or stairs when no one's looking, or invent a new silly walk for Monty Python's Ministry of Silly Walks. With few exceptions, such as farm work or running from a neighbor's dog, our needs to move with vigor are usually few. Otherwise, our cars, trains, and planes, plus the countless labor-saving devices found everywhere, will do the work for us. While these conveniences lighten the load, they also discourage us from moving. The words of John F. Kennedy, spoken in the early 60s, still apply today. The labor of human body is rapidly being engineered out of work life. To counteract this continuing trend, we need to focus on integrating movement into our daily lifestyle. Unless we consciously seek out ways to engineer exercise back into our daily life, such as taking the stairs, parking at the far end of the parking lot, riding a bike on short errands, we will unconsciously continue to follow the herd and remain sedentary. At its most basic level, exercise is nothing more than your muscles, bones, and heart working the way they were designed so well to do, to move. And even with a crowded schedule, you can work physical activity into your life just about anywhere with minimal equipment. If you're at the office, take a 15-minute break in the morning or afternoon to complete a session from the exercises we will present in this class. And you'll have a workout under your belt even before you go home. If you're at home, take 15 minutes before lunch or dinner to do your routine. The movements are unobtrusive. You can think of them as stealth exercises. The first step will serve as a springboard to more fitness and dietary changes in your life. And once you learn these movements, the more challenging habit changes will be easier. But even when you become more advanced, or even if you are right now, these simple exercises provide a refreshing break during the day. They can also serve as a fast workout for those inevitable times when your schedule is too hectic for longer workouts. There are three essential types of movement necessary for the human body to be totally fit. The balance of these three forms of exercise in the right proportion is what's required for you. First is cardiovascular exercise or aerobics. This stimulates the heart and the lungs and builds endurance. The second are flexibility exercises, which lengthen and strengthen muscles to enhance balance and overall grace. And the third is strength developing exercise, such as weight training, which increases muscle mass, giving the look of a strong, well-toned body. For basic fitness, all three are essential. Let's first look at cardiovascular exercise, or aerobics. Aerobics are a group of exercises that increase the heart rate and breathing rate for a sustained period, greatly increasing the flow of oxygen and blood to all parts of the body. To be effective, the exercise must raise the pulse rate to a certain level for your age and fitness and keep it at that level for not less than 10 to 15 minutes. Note, many people who are not in condition will have to begin at a lower level and build up slowly to a 10 to 15 minute exercise period. Examples of aerobic exercise are bicycling, aerobic dance and step classes, running, swimming, jumping rope, vigorous walking. Using an elliptical exercise machine or swimming are good low-impact exercises if you have knee or leg problems. Stop-and-go exercises such as golf, downhill skiing, housework, gardening, and those of short duration like sprinting, square dancing, calisthenics, are not effective in producing the desired cardiovascular benefit. The exercise most effective in preventing heart disease is aerobic exercise. Finding the right form of aerobic exercise that is or becomes pleasurable for you is the name of the game. Any number of old fears can get in the way of our successfully engaging in cardio exercise, such as embarrassment in high school gym class, seeing yourself as not good in athletics, or physical limitations. Now, there is a pleasurable form of healthfully increasing your heart rate, no matter what your past experiences are or your current physical state is, if you are willing to find it. It in no way has to be competitive or exhausting. Letting go of judgments about yourself is step one, and the willingness to experiment till you find your groove is step two. After that, the rest of the steps can be fun. Next, let's look at flexibility. Flexibility exercise lengthens and stretches muscles to enhance balance and overall grace. Let's do some simple stretching together. These exercises, Flexibility for the Office, come from Scott Allen. First is the side bend. The muscles stretched here are the back and the sides. Sit at the edge of your chair with your back straight and interlace your fingers with your palms facing away from you. Reach your arms straight above your head. Then lean to the left from the waist and hold. Remember to keep breathing. Then lean to the right and hold. Okay, now I'm going to be moving to my right when I say move to the left as I demonstrate these exercises to make it easier for you to imitate my movements on the video. The cross arm exercise. The muscles stretched here are the upper back. Sit upright and bring your right arm across your upper body about shoulder level. Your elbow should be slightly flexed. With your left hand, grasp under your right arm just above the elbow and gently pull your arm across your chest. hold. Don't shrug your shoulders. Keep them relaxed. Repeat with your left arm across your upper body. The next stretch. Sit or stand with your head upright. Slowly turn your head to the right as far as comfortably possible. Keep breathing. And come back to the center and slowly turn your head to the left as far as comfortably possible. Remember not to overstretch or overdo. And to continue to breathe. Next, come back to the center and let your head gently tilt to the front, bringing your chin to your chest. Breathing easily, bring your head back up. I'm going to suggest avoid tilting your head back. Our heads weigh about 10 pounds, and that can put too much stress on your upper spine. Another exercise often recommended for women, but I believe good for men too, are Kegels. This is tightening and holding, then loosening the pelvic floor muscles. These are the muscles that control the flow of urine when you have to go to the bathroom. This will prevent leakage and other problems down the line. Hold them and tighten them, and then let go. You do a series of these in a row several times during a day. Butt clenches are also helpful in today's booty-conscious society. Tighten your buttocks. Hold, 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 then relax. You can repeat this 15 times. The same goes for ab squeezes. Just tighten the tummy muscles instead. Remember to continue to breathe. Sitting up straight, try to touch your shoulder blades together. Again, not to overdo. Bring your shoulder blades together. Breathing. And then relaxing. Now this one, if you have a desk, you get to put your feet up, and that is to ease your hamstrings and lower back. Push your chair away from your desk and put your right heel up on the desk. Sit up straight and bend forward just until you feel a gentle stretch in the back of your leg. Now flex your foot a few seconds and then point it. Bend forward a little bit further. Flex your foot again and hold for 10 seconds. Okay, ease off and then do the same on the other side. Another form of stretching exercise is Hatha Yoga, which consists of a series of physical postures and breathing exercises that are easily learned and have dramatic effects. Regular practice increases flexibility, balance, grace, breath control, and overall health and integration. The exercises provide a special stimulation of the endocrine glands and thus promote a rebalancing of vital energy throughout the body. As a result, many people experience a greater serenity about life in general, improved circulation, a firmer, trimmer figure, and less illness. In doing yoga, you're advised to move slowly and with concentrated awareness to avoid strain or pain, and to coordinate your breath with your movements. Yoga requires no special equipment. It can be done almost anywhere, and you can teach yourself simply by following a book or set of instructions, although a teacher is quite helpful. Finally, we'll examine strength-developing exercise. Strength-developing exercise, such as weight training, increases muscle mass, giving us the look of a strong, well-toned body. There are innumerable strength-building exercises. Having a knowledgeable person or trainer in a gym is the best way to ease into strength building without straining or coasting below your potential. For the purposes of our course, let's look at some isometric exercises you can do at work that are strength building and require no special equipment other than your commitment. Ideally, you can make it to the gym or learn strength building exercises at home. Then you can supplement your weekly workouts with these and other isometric exercises. These are isometric exercises you can do at your desk. Now, an isometric exercise is one in which you work muscles against one another in order to produce that weight-bearing benefit. A note on terminology. A repetition, or rep, is one complete movement of a given exercise. A set is a given number of repetitions done in sequence. Start by doing one set for each exercise. If you feel good, you can add a second set. You can start with 2 sessions this week. First is a chair leg extension. The muscles strengthened here are your quadriceps, or your thighs. Press your tailbone firmly against the back of the chair. If the chair is adjustable, move the height so that your thighs are parallel to the ground. Lightly grasp the armrest or the edges of the seat pad, keeping your back straight and looking straight ahead. Slowly extend your right leg with your foot flexed toward your shin. At the top of the movement, your leg should be fully extended, but don't forcefully lock out your knee. Now slowly return to the starting position. Do this 10 times. Do 10 with your left leg, slowly bringing it up with your foot flexed toward your shin, and then bringing it back down. 10 on your right and 10 on your left equals 1 set. Next is the isometric hand press. Muscles strengthened here are your biceps and your triceps and your chest. Now, sitting upright in your chair, grasp your hands together in front of your chest and firmly press them together. Make sure that you continue to breathe throughout the exercise. Hold for 10 seconds. Then relax for 10 seconds. You can repeat this exercise 4 times. That equals 1 set. Now, wall push-offs. The muscles strengthened here are the chest, the triceps, and the shoulders. Stand about 3 feet from a wall and place your hands flush against the wall, about shoulder width apart. Slowly lower your body toward the wall by flexing your elbows. When your elbows are aligned with your torso, push back up. Again, do 10 repetitions of this. You can make this exercise more challenging by using your desk. Stand several feet away and position your hands on the edge of your desk, shoulder width apart. Then repeat, lowering of your body by flexing your elbows and raising your body. Next is the overhead press. The muscles strengthened here are your shoulders. Sitting upright in your chair, flex your elbows so that your left hand is in front of your left shoulder and your right hand in front of your right shoulder. Your elbows should be slightly flared out to the sides, just below shoulder level. Lightly clench your fist with palms facing forward. Next, fully extend your elbows without blocking them out, with your hands moving toward the center over your head. Slowly return to the starting position. Now again, you are using one muscle system against the other so that you're not just simply lifting your hands up and down, you are doing the isometric exercise and feeling that in your shoulders. Breathing. All along the way. Complete 10 reps of this. Finally, we have a drawing in maneuver, and the muscles strengthened here are the midsection. So sit upright on the edge of your chair, grasping the armrest or the edges of your seat pad. You can also stand with your hands on your hips, your feet shoulder width apart. Next, pull your stomach up and in as far as possible. Think of pulling your belly button towards your spine. Hold that position for the count of 5 to 10. Then release. Again, you're pulling your stomach up and in as far as possible, as though you're bringing your belly button up toward your spine. You hold position for a count of 5 to 10, and then release. Doing 5 to 8 repetitions of this exercise. To move is to express life. We are in constant motion all day. Even in sleep, our body is breathing, our blood is circulating, albeit at a different rate than we are when we're awake. We have different rhythms in a 24-hour period. Pleasure is the earmark of being in harmony with one's own rhythms. From the macro cycle of waking up and retiring each day to the mini cycle of each inhale and exhale. Being in harmony with my cycles brings vibrancy and health to my system. Is my life set up to honor my own rhythms? Have I cared for my body such that it gets pleasure out of the movements I take it through each day? How can I accurately assess my repertoire of daily movements and tweak them to increase my state of health and enjoyment? Well, let's complete this self-inventory to help our awareness of your moving habits. Let's go to handout 2. When and how do I move? What periods of the day is my body actively moving versus being relatively sedentary? What activities do I do for exercise? How long and at what times do I exercise during a week? What forms of body movement do I enjoy most? What kinds of exercise do I think I should do more? What shift in my moving would overall help my health and help me feel better about myself? First of all, in the cardiovascular area, aerobics, in the flexibility area, and in the strength developing area. What am I willing to do over the next month to implement this shift? Now, when you have completed handout 2, it's great to share it with a partner or even with a group of people. I hope that today's reflecting on the topic of moving has inspired you to integrate more pleasurable and fulfilling movement into the dance of your lifestyle. Again, suggest to yourself that this is happening not because you should, but because you care enough about yourself to do so.